All right, what's going on, y'all? This is Aaron Mallory, aka oh crap. Hold on, bro. We're gonna have to start everything over. Let me see. You know what? Forget it. We're gonna start over. Hold on, bro. We're gonna start. I gotta start everything over. Hold on. Do I need to? No, we're gonna keep going. All right. Something went wrong, but it's all good. Hold on. All right, so oh crap, I didn't know I could do this. Okay, so this is MrLetGo, aka. All right, cool. I'm catching all kinds of hell right now. All right, so we good. Sorry about that. Everything kind of like fell apart the second I went live. All right, so this is MrLetGo, aka, well, this is MrLetGo. And today we're going to have a very in-depth conversation about why Black women don't necessarily want, not even seem to want. They don't want to be protected by the Black man. So grab your popcorn. I got a special guest coming up. The whole Facebook thing fell off, so it is what it is. So I would say 1, hit the like button, and 2, share this on your Facebook page because Facebook just did some crazy stuff the second I came on. So share what we got going on here on Facebook because it's not being shared for some reason. All right, so let's get started. Make sure to hit the like button, y'all. I want to play something real quick. No, I'm going to bring my guy up real quick. All right, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to be here.
Man, what's up, man? What's up?
I know we finna have a hell of a conversation today. I already know. I can feel it in my bones.
Yes.
This is going to be good.
This is going to be good. So everybody on Instagram, go over to YouTube. I don't know what the heck Facebook did. Facebook usually gives you. Facebook usually gives you like 10 minutes or whatever, but they cut out. So all right, Facebook, it is what it is. So this is a very interesting conversation that's probably going to make a lot of women mad, but we're not here to make women mad, okay? Because a lot of, especially Black women, y'all think we're so against y'all and we just double up and triple up on y'all and make y'all do this. And no, that's not what we're here to do. Well, that's not what I am here to do. That's not what Austin is here to do. We're here to inform you on what you come to us about, because that's the biggest thing. We don't just sit around making content. Women come to us. Like Austin is huge on Clubhouse, and like I'm a coach, of women mainly. So we both have a huge understanding of what women are asking for and what women are having problems with. So we simply do this to end up giving you an opportunity to, 1, voice your opinion on it, and to hear a man's opinion on what your problem is. Because to be honest with you, men have issues with women, but our issues aren't so bad where we can't get a woman. A lot of your issues with men are so bad where you can't get a man. Facts. And I'm not saying you can't get one, but you have trouble in the dating world. So there's a difference between a man having issues with the opposite sex and a woman having issues with the opposite sex. No matter what, if we're pookies or high value men or whatever, we can still get women. But y'all are the ones who are having the major issues with us. And that's the reason why we're doing this. So Austin, first of all, thank you for being here. And second of all, let everybody know who you are and what you do.
So, I mean, you kind of gave him a little bit of a preview, MrLetGo. I'm a content creator. But I'm a professional public speaker. And on Clubhouse, I host rooms every day talking about the problems that we as men hear from women and the problems that we have with women. Because I think we face a two-edged sword. We know what it is that women say that they want, but then we say, okay, you say you want this. The kind of men that you say that you want, what expectations do they have from you, right? And this problem affects women of any age gap, any age range.
Yeah.
I'm 26 and women 26 and younger say, I need a man that has this, that, and the third. Yeah. Okay, what do we get in exchange for what we're giving you? What do we get in exchange for having that money and all that? You get
nothing.
me. You get me. What the hell is? What is that? What does that benefit me?
Yeah.
You know. And I think that's kind of the situation that we're sitting in today. It's like when men just ask tough questions or just ask realistic questions, I'll say, there's this inevitable pushback. So what I do, I tell the truth. I like to say I tell the truth, shame the devil, and make it as entertaining and educational as I can.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things that you said women would say, they just get me, right?
Right.
Oh, look out. Look, Miss Nicole coming in with the super chat. Thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate you. Yo, shout out to Nicole in the Inner Beauty Movement. We're on Clubhouse Room. She's a friend of mine. She's a friend of Austin's. So shout out to you. I appreciate everything you do, Nicole. She is amazing. I'm sure a lot of you already know who Nicole Michelle is, huh?
I said that's a living legend right there, my boy. I'm telling you.
I know. So I actually agree when women say they just get me. Like, to me, as a man, that is enough. But the problem is we're not just getting you as a woman. So with me, I can only speak for myself. When a woman says, well, what do you mean? He gets me. What else does he want? I'm agreeing with that. But the problem is we're not just getting you. We're getting you and your baggage. We're getting you and your childhood trauma. We're getting you and all of your issues. We're getting you and your mom that's always in your business. We're getting you and the dude that you still having a situationship with sexually, but he don't want to be with you, but you want a good man, but you won't leave him alone. So I got the remnants and the residue of the pookie that you won't leave alone. I got you and all your mindset about men. You know, you think men are trash or men ain't this and men ain't that, but you want to be with a man. So I'm not just getting you. I'm getting all of this other baggage and all this other negative crap along with you. So with me, I believe in all you get is me. That's all I want. I just don't want all the other stuff. So
right, and that's there, but that's the typical tried and true trope, right? And I see Sherry saying that everyone has those issues. I agree with you 100%. Everyone does, but when we center the conversation, because men are not allowed. Let's be honest, men are not allowed to trauma dump on women. We're not. The second that a man says, "Well, I have emotional needs too," you know that women will call you something. There's a word. It starts with a B. It rhymes with itch.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When a man expresses himself and says, "No, I got needs," and you know what I'm saying. There's a pushback that always occurs. But you want me to be your. And I said this on Clubhouse. Black women want to be everything. They want to be your wife, your doctor, your counselor, your pastor, your teacher. They want to be all of those things to you. But the men, we have to just be superheroes. So you want us to be superhuman. You want us to, and we black. You know what I'm saying? We black men. So we got to make 4 or 5 times the rate. We have to be a sexual professional. We have to be so much above board where men of other races, they can get away with mediocrity in a lot of instances. Now, obviously, that doesn't apply to all women. You know, obviously it doesn't. So, ladies, I know somebody's gonna say down there in the comments, not me, but a lot of times men have to bring more to the table than we get back in the feminine, cooperative, submissive, which is not a curse word. You know, it has a true definition. We don't get back what we put out. The output of the woman's love does not always correlate to the input that we put in, because we put in time, resources, effort, money, all of those things.
Austin, I gotta disagree with you though, bro.
Really?
Like, I don't want anything back. The less you bring, the happier I am. Like,
well, what I mean, right.
Now you got Risha all riled up. She's like, you get a nurturer, a place where you can unwind. Well, that's cool.
That's what we want.
What Risha is saying is cool. I thought she was gonna say some other stuff, but the thing about it is, the more a woman brings to me, the more problems I'm gonna have, because when you bring A, B, and C to the table, just simply as a woman, you're going to expect a direct reciprocity.
Yes.
And that's the problem. I'm not going to give you direct reciprocity because I'm a man and you're a woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to bring something totally different to the table than you're going to bring me. So when you're trying to bring something to the table, you're sitting there like, all right, I got this. What you got? I don't want to do that. I just want to, I want to help mate. I want a woman who's going to come in and just bring her openness to the table. I want, it's like, you ever seen somebody who got a computer and they got out the computer and put their own stuff in it? You ever seen one of them dudes?
I've watched that happen a lot. Yeah, they take the base model and they put custom stuff in it. Yep, absolutely.
That's what I want to do with a woman. I don't want a woman who comes with all of this stuff. I got 8 degrees. I got all this. I've been this and that. No, I want a basic woman that has a whole lot of room, a whole lot of capacity that I can add to her.
But how many? But you have to remember those. There's something
that with all this stuff. Go ahead.
Right, but I mean, you're saying something that's what we both want. I think is men. All men want that. We want a woman that we can add to, that we can be the provider for, that we can be the nurturer for. But the problem is, in modern society, women are taught that their degrees and stuff is more valuable to them than relationships.
I think men are doing this.
You think men are responsible for it?
Like one of my good friends, Rico from 8 at the Table, Rico Hundo. You don't bring it up to the table. I disagree with him on that. Like, stop telling women to bring stuff to the table.
They shouldn't have to. Now, granted, they shouldn't have to bring
to the table. Bring capacity.
Yeah.
I need capacity to the table.
But you know what's funny?
That you don't have all of this stuff in your mind that you're gonna dump on me. I want you to have an empty mind, not being dumb or being ditzy, but having an empty mind where you like, feed me.
Yeah, it has to be what we're looking for is an open and receptive mind.
Yes,
that's what we're looking for, right? Because we don't need, like I say all the time, and I don't mean this when I said this on Clubhouse before, I don't mean this. I never mean this in a conniving or a snide way. Ladies, we don't care that you don't have to read us off a resume of accomplishments in terms of what you have done and the places you work. Good men, we don't care about that. Good men want to pay your bills. We want to be there, but because what we're asking for in exchange is for you to be feminine, to be nice, and just cooperative. I have no problem. But a lot of this got to do, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of this has to do with the feminist movement, right? A lot of this has to do with the fact that in modern, especially in modern relationships, women have this, and it could be. I think men have had a lot to do with it. Now that you think
that's what I'm saying. It's us ruining the women.
Yeah, in a lot of respects, I'd have to kind of agree with you. I think that when we go back, even when you look at the marriage rates, right? If you look at the marriage rates of Black folk from the 1940s to about 1972, there was a massive drop-off. There's a massive drop-off. Now, people will typically try to say that women chose the check over the men. They chose the welfare program, stuff like that, over having men. That's not true.
You don't think it's true?
No. If you actually go back and read the full Moynihan report, which is where that comes from, it actually indicates that when Black men began the process of being able to move from the urban areas to the cities, when they left rural areas and moved to the cities, that was when a massive increase in separation and divorce and out of wedlock child rates increased. So it wasn't that, to quote Tony Maceo, the welfare system and the welfare state actually just closed the door on a group of men that had already left. The modern woman is a creation. The modern woman is a direct creation of the absent man, whether we like it or not. That's the true nature of this. That's the true problem that we're facing today.
Okay.
And that's not something that, and that's why I would always encourage people to read that full Moynihan report, because we have used so many negative connotations. We've affixed so many negative connotations to Black women, but in actuality, the real root of any issue can be traced back to the Black man. In essence, I don't like saying that, but it's the truth.
Okay. So real quick, I need everybody right now to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. The like button is actually our sponsor for today. So this show is sponsored by the like button. So all you have to do is hit the button and be our sponsor. Don't you want to sponsor the show? Just hit the like button and you'll be our sponsor. So that is interesting. That is interesting. I can't get mad at that because that is actual. I need everybody to take a second and just put in your notes the morning hand report so you can look it up later. I think that is very because that's something I need to pay attention to. I've had like 3-4 people send it to me and I glossed over it, but I didn't get a chance to look at it myself. So I want to look at it also. So part of what I have written down having to do with why women aren't necessarily looking at us for protection is one, I understand. That's the first thing I want to say. That's the number one thing I understand because there's a lot of men that are absolute losers out here. Okay. And when you see in your neighborhood, in your city, wherever you are, if you aren't well traveled, you may look at the men in your vicinity, in your proximity, as this is all men and men are trash, right? So if you say you live in a hood or just the inner city, right? The type of men you run across, you may look at as, yeah, all these men are trash, right? So I can understand your reality because that's just your reality. Right. And, there isn't really a good reason to trust men or depend on men or feel protected by men, because a lot of times if you live in an inner city, you're going to see a lot of robbing crews, a lot of drug dealers, a lot of dudes that are just into just trying to have sex with you or take something from you. Or you live in New York, you go down to the store, you got all these dudes, yo, pulling at you. Oh, you this, you that, if you don't say nothing to them. So you don't feel protected. And the people that are actually making you feel afraid are Black men. They are. So I just wanted to say that I do understand that Black men are your biggest problem when it comes to feeling unprotected. So how do you find or look at Black men as your protector when Black men are the person that is actually the assailant in most of the situations? So I just want to start off by saying I do understand. But what do you think about that, Austin?
Well, no, I think that, to be honest, it's like I always say, there's always two sides. Well, there's three sides to every story. There's our side, the opposition, and the facts and the truth, right? So absolutely, Black men have failed in a multiplicity of ways to protect Black women. I absolutely stamp that. I always say Black men failed to become men after they were freed and set free from slavery in 1863. Right. We use for too long, and this is just me being honest, I think too long Black folk have in this country used slavery as the scapegoat. Men in particular. Men have used slavery as a scapegoat to say, well, before I could say I'm this, I'm that, whatever the case may be, before I can really maximize my manhood, I gotta, I have to get my self-worthiness back. But one of the things that Dr. King said was, nobody can do this for you. No document can make you a man, no Emancipation Proclamation, no nothing. The only thing that can make a Black man a man is for him to reach down into his own soul and sign with the pen of self-asserted manhood, his own Emancipation Proclamation. Now, what happened was the reverse. Women began to say, well, Black men aren't protecting me, so damn it, I got to go do this myself. And then what that further did was it made Black women I always say this, Black women were forced to raise their daughters into men, and they nurtured their sons into submission.
Hold on, say that again.
Black women raised their daughters to be pseudo men, and they nurtured their sons they love their sons into submission. This is why I told so many Black men today.
They love their sons into submission.
Into submission, yes.
Oh, let me say this part, because ladies, you probably think, well, that's what you're supposed to do. Boys turn into men. So I'm talking about men. Men need something or somebody to die for. Okay. And when boys are being raised by single mothers, because most of y'all are single mothers, which, you know, I have an issue with. One of the issues that you actually instill into that man is risk avoidance and the reluctance to die for what you believe in, because it's not in a woman's nature to die for what they believe in. They'll die for their children, but that's the problem. So it's you and your child, right? And you're just like, oh, I'll do anything for my little boy. He at some point has to learn in some way, because he ain't got no daddy, how to like die for his mother, die for his family. But if you had this protector, which is your mommy, to die for you and to do anything for you, you're just like, oh my God, I'm protected. And you never two things. One, you've never been trained how to you know, protect your family through combat, through just conflict resolution or anything, right? And the second thing is there is no belief system. So one thing is a physicality, right? Because a dad teaches like, put your nuts up. You ever had a man say, all right, put your fist up. Let me show you how to do this. You got to do this. And when to fight and when not to fight, right? So that's physicality. Women don't teach men either how to fight or when to fight and when not to fight.
No, they teach them how to nag.
Yeah. So here's the second part. The belief system isn't there either, because a single mother, she doesn't have the belief system because she's a woman. Her belief system in, okay, son, you're going to have to be a protector and provider of the household. You're going to have to protect me, even though I've been protecting you all of your life. She's never done that. So now the woman has raised him to be a woman.
Well, it's not even that. Again, when talking about black women, the unfortunate truth of what happens when a woman has a child with a man, right? The man leaves. So his error is already acknowledged in the fact that he wasn't man enough to stay there for his kids. That's the first problem. But now what happens is, instead of just chalking it up as a loss, the woman raises her son to be her husband. This is where you get the what I call the mama's boy complex conspiracy. Because what happens is, if y'all saw the film, you ever seen the film? I think it was Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man.
Okay.
With Michael. Michael was the one with the lady's name is on the tip of my tongue. She's been in so many movies. Jennifer something. I think her name is Jennifer. And she was Michael's mother. And she hated Candace. She hated Candace because she was taking, it wasn't because Candace was a woman, she was taking her son's affection away from her, and she saw her son not as her child, but as her husband, because his daddy was gone. And then we do this, we force black women into these ridiculous situations and then blame them for the result. Now, granted, some women do got to be held accountable, because some of them, you know, there's always some people that just have to be left behind. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what Woe said down there. Emotional manipulation. Black women have engaged in emotional manipulation, not through a fault of their Jennifer Lewis. That was her name, Jennifer Lewis. Not
that's their way of operating. That's what I'm saying. Emotional manipulation. That's all they know what to do. But go ahead.
It's their no. It is a woman's nature to operate in emotion. Period. Yes. So how can you blame a woman 100% for raising a soft man when she can't do that on her own? When the facts, the data, statistics all support that men use logic over emotion in most cases. But if you remove a man's ability to get the first source of logic, which is supposed to come from his pops, now guess what? You just destroyed the black community right there, one man at a time. You just did it.
Yep. 100%. 100%. So I just think it's important for us to let y'all know, ladies, that we do understand that it's difficult when a man leaves. But one thing that I want to get into now is why the man is leaving. And it's not your fault that the man is leaving and all this and that or whatever. But I put a lot of onus on the woman, because she's the actual individual that is choosing the man to procreate with, right? Yes. She is the gatekeeper. I was just looking at me and somebody was just talking about Barcelona, right? Because she went to Barcelona, right? And she was like, that's the home of the pickpocketers, right? And I was like, yo, I seen a video about that. She was like, let me show this. So she showed me a video about the art of pickpocketing, right? How they can just do it so easily. It'll be two people and one person will bump into you and you'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, right? And the other person is in your purse, right? Stuff like that, right?
Yep.
And then she was like, these victims of pickpocketers. And I'm like, well, are they really victims? Like, some people who go to Barcelona may not know about pickpocketers, so they are victims. But there was a guy in the video that literally, they have people that walk around telling people, hey, put your stuff up. It's pickpocketers everywhere, right? And then they'll walk away and they'll show the person didn't put their stuff up. They still walking around the same way. Hey, ma'am, zip this up. Hey, ma'am, do this. And they don't do it. And he was showing people that, hey, I try to warn the people around here, but you see they don't do it, right? So my point is this. Is the woman who got manipulated by a man and he just, had sex with her, got her pregnant and leaves, is she the victim of this?
If it happens once, yeah.
Hold on, let me say this. So in this Barcelona scenario, I don't think these people are victims of pickpocketers, because they're being warned that, hey, zip your pocketbook up. Hey, put your wallet in your sock. Hey, put this here. Take your backpack and put a lock on the little thing, and they don't do it, right? So when you look at people just from a human nature standpoint, if they are warned that there's something out there that can potentially hurt you or, change your life in an adverse way, and you don't do anything about it, I don't think that particular person is a victim of the other person, because you've been warned. Yeah. And one thing I could say about mothers and fathers or whatever, to a bad degree, we are guilty of warning our daughters not to trust men. Men are this, men are going to get you, men are going to do that, right? It's a bad thing because women grow up not trusting men. But the problem with this is, if every black person, male or female, has warned young Jennifer about how men are this and that, why are they still having babies out of wedlock with these same dudes and wondering why the dude up and leave? In most cases, just like the Barcelona scenario, you're not zipping up your purse when a person walks over and say, hey, zip up your purse. Somebody may pickpocket you, and you leave your purse unzipped. Some of y'all are leaving your purse down there unzipped, knowing that you've been warned that men are this and men are that. Now, I don't believe in just run around saying, warn young women about men and they're this and that. But you've been warned regardless of what. You've been warned. So when you turn around and, he manipulated me. No.
Right. Oh, he did this. He did that.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, you're just like these goofy people in Barcelona who keep getting pickpocketed, and they run to the embassy. Oh my God, my passport. Well, we got signs all over the place. We have officers all over the place. Did someone walk up to you and say, be careful and do this and do that? Yes, but, so you didn't listen to the person warning you, right? So you had enough information to make a conscious decision on what to do with your purse or your wallet. And now you up here whining to me. That's how I look at a lot of these women. It's almost like you want to get pickpocketed if you're in Barcelona, and a woman wants to get have a no good baby daddy, because you're not putting together a system where you can keep this crap from happening. So what do you think about that?
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, we got to look at it like this. If right? I mean, women are, in some respects, women are smarter than men, because let's take the modern woman. Well, let's take the modern woman's typical talking points. Modern women are the most enrolled in college. They're the most educated. They're starting the most small businesses. Okay, so that should mean that you're well learned based on that logic. Let's assume that you're telling the truth there. So that means you should,
because just because you're the most educated don't mean you're the smarter.
Exactly. That's why I said let's operate with that assumption. So that means you should understand. We've all heard these statistics. 70% of black single parent households are run by women. The out of wedlock birth rate stands right now at about 64%. It's dropped down some. You hear all these statistics. You hear how men ain't this, men ain't that. You have one child out of wedlock, right? You have a child out of wedlock. Once is enough. Once, okay, you got finesse, he left, whatever. But then when you develop a pattern, which is what happens a lot, there are women today that have more than one out of wedlock kid. There are men today that have more than one out of wedlock child. At some point, you got to understand, it ain't them. It ain't the men. At some point, it is your failure to make a proper decision with logic, because it's well documented, it's well known. Men can talk their way into and out of any and almost every situation. But women have what I call selective naivete. They're selectively naive in a lot of instances, right?
Yeah.
And so that has to, if we tell one side of the story, you have to tell the other part of it. And the main chief problem is you can't continue to blame men without first looking yourself in the mirror and acknowledging, hey, this is my problem. I caused this much of an, I have this much blame to do, to place upon myself. Because if you hold yourself accountable, then you can crucify the men all you want. But a lot of times, a lot of men and women both run from accountability. But when we talk about childbirth in particular, women say, well, he lied to me. He did this, that, and the third. Okay, one man lied to you. One did. What about the second one? What about the third one? What about, there comes a point, it's like, no, it ain't me. It is you. It is in fact you.
Right. So let me say this because, if me and you and like two other guys were around 6 women, right, and all of us was just hanging out, having a ball, right, and somebody was to say, yo, what sex is the smartest, men or women? What do you think is going to happen?
If it's women around us,
6 men, 6 women, and somebody asked that question, what would happen in your opinion?
You'll probably get the men saying men, you'll get the women saying women. You'll get division. I guarantee you'll get division.
Men ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, if we answer the question,
say nothing, or they're gonna say women. You know why? Because it's a dumb conversation,
right?
Because at the end of the day, it depends on who the man is. It depends on smarter at what. You know what I'm saying? So without any context, the question is crazy. So the reason why I said that is because you said women are smarter than men. And just that thought process just doesn't make a lot of sense. They have the bigger amount of problems as we do. Mm-hmm. And the level of their ability to add to the infrastructure of the world is minimal. I know they have kids, they all this and that, but at the end of the day, when you look at men and women who's smarter, one, it doesn't matter who's smarter, but I just don't like the conversation, because what happens is women get in the comments and they're like, see, I told you women are smarter. And that is the issue. If you're so smart or so much smarter, why do you have so many problems in your lives? Right. And I'm not saying men don't have problems, but women have more problems than a typical man. Yeah. So it doesn't really make sense to say that. And men overall run the world.
Yeah. And I think Risha is right. I should have clarified. I'm not saying they're smarter in an overall intellectual sense. I'm saying, and that's why I said, let's take the typical modern woman's argument. I have the education, I have this and that. So let's assume that your basis is rooted in logic, right? Because we typically love to equate smarts with, or on paper smarts with overall intelligence. But what my point in saying that was, you have to, neither of us are smarter than the other. That's why women were created.
Because it's all about context, right?
Right. It's a balance. Because in some contexts, a woman's decision may be wiser than a man's. In some decisions, his decision may be wiser than hers. We were created to balance each other out.
Yes.
Right. But we don't follow. See, but a lot of times women, and there was a podcast I saw this on. A lot of times women and men both, we can't just do it right. We can't just follow simplistic instructions like Adam and Eve. You can have everything on the land. Just don't touch this particular thing. And somebody always got to go touch that particular item.
Somebody else got to do it.
Somebody got to go grab it.
Yeah.
It always happens. And I think that's the scary part, is that we could fix every problem that exists if you wanted to have the understanding that you are not always correct.
Exactly. And who thinks they're always correct? Women. That's what I'm saying. Men ain't running around saying, "Hey, I'm gonna right all the time," because it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just wanted to clear that up, because you just started a firestorm in the comment section.
Oh, I see that. I wasn't trying to upset y'all, ladies. I wasn't trying to upset you.
No, it wasn't upset. It made them like, see, I told you you're smarter. It just doesn't make any sense. So I want to I got some notes. Okay. Because this whole live is about, and make sure to hit the like button and drop a super chat, y'all. If y'all enjoy this conversation, drop a freaking super chat. Okay, $10, $20, $500. Come on, let's go. So if you got an extra $500 laying around, like, drop it in the chat, super chat. So I want to bring this up. There's a new trend going on, and it is, he hates men. You hate he hates women. You hate black women. You hate your mama. Who hurt you? All this stuff right here, right?
Right.
Virtually every male creator has women in their comments saying the same old stupid, idiotic stuff. You hate black women, right? Simply because we have either an issue with your behavior, or we're holding you accountable, right? And this is all within the theme of what we're talking about, where is women don't want black men to protect them, okay? So you and I, just two examples of black men being on social media, and we're protecting women by informing them of better practices and better systematic ways of operating, right?
Yep.
So instead of saying like, "Oh, wow, we appreciate you informing us. We appreciate you like being here for us. We appreciate you like hearing us out." You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing that, what do women tend to do? You hate women. You hate black women. You did this. Why don't you help men, right?
Talk to men. Let men talk to men. Women talk to women.
And women don't know what the heck they talk about when it comes to talking to each other. That's why so many women are screwed up, and why so many black families are 90% women, because y'all listen to each other. And
listen, right. How far does that get you?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So this is the thing I want y'all to think about. Okay. The new dysfunctional trend is he hates women. Why? Because I, in particular, am starting a productive trend by asking women to require marriage before, having babies. It's a simple concept, right? And all of a sudden, it happened the other day on your show on Clubhouse.
Yes, it did.
By a particular influencer. We're not going to say their name because they good people. They just trying to get some attention. But she turns around. I was literally like, "Yo, just require marriage, require marriage, require marriage, and then require marriage, require marriage, require marriage, require marriage." Right? And then she's just like, "You hate black women." What? And I'm just, so it's like, to me, it's almost like an agenda to keep black women, these little female Peter Pans.
Yeah.
All y'all want to do is just fly around and just doing dumb stuff, ruining the world, ruin your communities, spitting out babies everywhere. Just imagine a female Peter Pan and the stork mixed together. Remember in the cartoon, the stork?
Right. The stork drop the kids off. Oh yeah, imagine that.
So just imagine the female Peter Pan and the stork, right? Everybody remember the stork dropping babies off. That is what women are doing. They're just flying around like, yeah, screwing up the world, dropping fatherless babies all over the place, right? And it's just like, yo, stop dropping fatherless babies all over the place. What are you doing, right?
Yeah.
And then here comes women. You hate women. No, I'm trying to stop our communities from being decimated by you being this stork-like female Peter Pan.
Yes.
What do you think about that, bro?
No, I agree. Listen, if I'm telling you, if I always said, I said this on my show a plethora of times, ladies, understand the net of it is, if you imagine a world where we could snap our fingers, MrLetGo, snap our fingers, and women said the requirement to even have sex with me is you have to have a college degree and your income has to be at a certain level. Imagine if we lived in a world like that. I swear by the living Jesus, colleges would be filled with men. Overnight, filled with men.
Yes.
They would be getting general. I don't care. I don't give a damn. I don't care if they getting general studies degrees. I don't care if they're getting political. Colleges would be filled with men. They would be filled with men. But the problem is, women allow themselves, in many respects, to be finessed for the possibility of a good man. Women reward unactionable, intangible potential far too often. Oh, he's working on this. Oh, he's working on that. There are so many Melindas in the world. There are more Melindas in this world than we realize. They just ain't as crazy as Melinda. Right?
What is a Melinda?
From Acrimony with Taraji Henson. Remember, Melinda, for all intents and purposes, Robert was the dude that had the invention that's going to make him millions of dollars. But Melinda supported this man for about a good 10, 15, 20 years, right? When he finally got on, he cut her a $10 million check, but he divorced her because she got sick of him. She's like, I'm done with you, whatever. But he was working actively for his dream. But there are a lot of women today, if a man just tells her I'm doing this, he tells her I'm doing that, but he never shows her anything, she's still giving him the highest honor she can give him, which is child reproduction.
Exactly.
He's still risking her. You're still risking your life for men that are literally lying to you. Just because a lot of times, let's be honest, a lot of women use children as leverage to keep connections, not unity. There's a difference between unity with a man and connection and attachment to a man. A unified woman and man, that's a married couple. A connection is a baby mama or a baby daddy. And in the Black community, we value, obviously, connections more than we value marriage. Look at the fact that we in Black communities, we celebrate baby mamas more than we celebrate baby mamas.
They do. I don't. I look at baby mamas like they're crazy. So yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Let me say this, man. Who do you think the most unprotected group in America is? Ladies, put in the chat what you think. Who do you think the most unprotected group in America is?
Well, I heard someone say it like this: Black women are the least protected class because Black men are the most targeted class.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Well, the reason I make this statement, Black women are the least protected class because Black men are the most targeted. Women are the most targeted from the racial system and that kind of thing. And from that perspective, I can see that. Now, I heard someone say that, but I would still say, honestly, the least protected class is Black men.
I disagree.
Look at when you say protection, this is what I mean when I make that statement. When we look at the number one rate of suicides are men, the most depression cases are men, most incarcerated are men, and the least amount of money that is spent for mental health is for Black men. So when I say we're the least protected, that's what I mean. I mean that from a facts, data, statistical standpoint. Not as much care is shown to the mental state of Black males or males in general than it is for women. Again, based upon the numbers.
Well, let me say this. It's children, white children and Black children, not just Black children, but white children and Black children. It's children. Okay. It ain't no man and it ain't no woman. It's these children. Okay. You ever dated a woman and the child took a liking to you real fast and you leave the woman alone?
I have.
Well, one of the things that child has, there's a underlying reason why that child is taking a liking to you. Not because you're Austin, you're nice and whatever. No. That child is stuck with this goofy ass woman. And that child needs like somebody to save them from their own dysfunctional mother. Okay. That child is like, oh my God, yes, please. Yes, I got help. Okay. So now I ain't gotta just deal with this freaking nutso person over here who keeps guilt tripping me every time I do this or do. Thank you. And next thing you know, you like, yo, because I want you to think about this. Have you ever left a woman and be like, yo, this chick is nuts?
I have.
And you're happy you're gone, right?
I've had that feeling many times.
Imagine the child's life. They can't leave. They can't dodge a bullet.
Right.
They're stuck with this freaking woman, right? Next thing you know, this child is sitting here like, Austin, please, Mr. Austin, please, please don't leave me here with this woman. Please.
Right.
You're like, I'm gonna get the hell up out of here. This woman is nuts. Imagine my life if you think she's nuts. Imagine, please take me with you. Please. So hold on.
You're right, brother.
Let me. I just want to play something real quick.
Go ahead.
All right, y'all watch this. And this is a child's their interpretation of his goofy mom. Listen.
What I told you about busting in my room door? You don't pay no bills in here. Little boy. What I told you about leaving the toilet seat up? Now if I fall in it, that's gonna be your behind.
Hold on.
What I told you about busting in my room door? You don't pay no bills in here. Little boy. What I told you about leaving the toilet seat up? Now if I fall in it, that's gonna be your behind. Shut this light off of it or you gonna go to your daddy's house. Yeah, child, please. What? You hungry? Go make a brick. What? If I gotta tell you to clean up this room one more time, you're gonna have to find you a place to stay. Don't come in this house without that noise. AJ, you don't hear me calling you? When I call you, come see what I want. I ain't one of your little friends.
Right, so the 15th when I asked you said you need more time.
Now if I fall in it,
So this is just an example of a child pleading for help. Please, somebody on social media,
come save me.
What my mom is doing to me. Save me.
For sure.
That's really what these kids are doing. Please, just imagine living in, well, we did. I'm happy to say I didn't. I don't know if you did or didn't, but I didn't live in a house for with a dingback woman running around hollering at you every day. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna shoot women bail. It's difficult, okay? Raising a child by yourself. Mm-hmm. It's difficult having, especially multiple children, when you don't have time to yourself. Just like when she was sitting in the bed, well, he was sitting in the bed and mocking his mom, and she was on the phone like, "Oh my Lord, these children." I understand. You don't even have time to just lay in the bed and have a conversation with your homegirl without your kid walking in, Ma, he did this. And you're like, leave me alone. So I do get it, right? But I just want y'all to understand, when the habit of just complaining and yelling and fussing becomes like so like part of your everyday life, when do you hug and love and listen to your child where you're always hollering at your child? Because to a certain degree, you can't do both at the same time. It's like going forward and reverse. You can't do both, but are you going in reverse more than you're going forward? Are you hollering at your kid and treating them like crap and telling them to shut up and sit down and go back in your room way more than you're loving and hugging and listening to your kid? Is everything your child is doing getting on your nerves?
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem. And this is just a light version of the childhood trauma young boys and young girls deal with. Because if that was a girl,
it'd be worse. It'd have been 10,000 times worse.
It would have been 10,000 times. So if that's how you treat your boy that you baby and protect, imagine a depiction of a girl's life dealing with one of y'all crazy asses. Go ahead, bro.
No, I think that I agree with you. I think that when we look at women, that's why I said women raise their daughters. They raise their daughters to be these pseudo male figures.
Figures. Yep.
They try to toughen their daughters up. And you need to get this on your own. Do this by yourself. No man's gonna help you. Blah blah blah. But with your son, because notice in black communities, she'll say you need to find you some place to stay. But that boy, the older he gets, if his dad's not around, the more disrespectful he's more likely to become, because boys raised in single parent households have higher disciplinary problems reported in school. I think they have like a 42% higher chance of serving detention, ISS, all of that. But those same women will bail him out of trouble far sooner than they bail their daughters out of trouble. Because again, it's about replacing the father figure. It's replacing the man that put that kid in you. That's the issue, right? So what happened is we engaged in this reversing of the natural. I believe there's a natural order of things, right? I do think that, and I think that it was created, it was designed. There's a designed order to the universe. But the problem is in the society that we're living in right now, in the Black household, we have done things so out of whack for so many years that now to preach anything opposite of, oh, single mothers can get out the mud, single mothers can be independent, they can do it on their own. It's like you're a ghost. It's like you have horns coming out of the side of your head, because women, amen, parents, they'll sign the paperwork to bond them out of jail every time. They absolutely will, right? Yeah, we have to correct that issue. We have to correct that issue. If we as men don't correct it, and you can't. And see, I'm thankful. I always tell folks I came from a quote unquote privileged house, because my mother and father are still married to this day. They've been married for 33 years. Good.
So neither one of us had to deal with this angry, just mom. So I'm because my mom wasn't like that either. So thank you for saying that. Yeah. So not all of us have to deal with this crap that a lot of y'all kids got to deal with. Go ahead.
No, because let me tell you, I'd be a completely different man if I was raised by a single mama. I'd be a completely different man. Yeah. But I had the ability to watch. Right. You know what I'm saying? I had the ability to watch what manhood is. Now, granted, some of my brothers don't have that, but I still can't make no excuse for us, because at some point you have to decide, am I going to be the same as my environment, or am I going to make my environment conform to me? Right. You know what I'm saying? You can either be of the world, or you can make an impact on the world. What do you want to do as a man? And our chief mandate of manhood is to serve. One of the best books, or the best book I ever read. There's a quote in there from someone, and he said, "He who is greatest among you shall be your servant." Men's roles were defined, and you brought this out earlier. We were designed to provide. We were designed to go to war. We were designed to fight. We were designed to learn what it was to be a man, what it was to put your fists up, that kind of thing. But now we've become this sissified generation of these soft, these feminine. Modern men have become too feminine, in my humble opinion. You know what I'm saying? In my little itty bitty 26 years of living. That's
you're right. You're right. And women just don't realize how risk avoidant men are. Yes. Like, for example, I'm in the crypto, right? And crypto once again has failed. The bottom has fell out, right? And women are like, "Oh, see, I'm so glad I didn't do that." I'm like, "What do you mean? This is the best time to get in when the bottom falls out. I don't see how y'all do that." And I'm like, it's okay. You're a woman. You're not risk. You're risk avoidant. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, just like that, as an example, a man would see certain situations. A man would see a raggedy house, shingles falling off, like, ooh, I can turn that into something. A woman would look at that and be like, ugh, look at that. Who's going to want that? But this is what's crazy, Austin. She'll look at a man with his shingles falling off of him and be like, ooh, I can do something with him.
Oh, he got potential.
But she won't look at the rest of the world like. So to me, it's like women look at relationships totally opposite of how they look at the rest of the world. Like, everything else in the world has requirements: dealerships, apartment complex, mortgage companies, a job. You have to have requirements. You can't have you got to have a degree, or either you can't have a criminal record. Sometimes you got to have good credit to get these jobs, right? And what ends up happening is they ain't gonna hire you if you trash, right?
Amen. But amen.
When it comes to men, she's gonna get with you because you are trash.
Well, women the thing that makes women happy the most is relationships. I don't care what nobody says.
Hold on. Dalen Turner. I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you so much for the super chat. Keep going, no matter what. These numbers will go. I appreciate you. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, absolutely. I think. See, this is the thing. The thing that makes women the most happy, in my humble opinion, is relationships. Right. That's the one thing. That's why they'll take the 8. You saw the film Two Can Play That Game. You remember that movie? Yeah. There was a woman in there that took the dude that had messed up teeth. He was a mechanic. He was raggedy. That was her project. She fixed him up. She cleaned him up. She got him looking, she got him looking right. Yeah. She got mad when he started feeling himself, though. See, but it's a motherly complex.
Motherly complex. Right? Motherly, y'all. Go ahead.
Yes. A lot of women want to be mothers to their men.
Because they don't know what else to do, bro.
Yeah. They don't. I agree. I have to agree with you. A lot of women want to mother their men. And that's why, and especially black women. Again, I understand where it comes from. I get it. But we have to do better. There are too many women out here that want to be married, but are unwilling, unprepared, unfit to be wives. The same as there are too many men out here that want to be married, but they're unwilling, unprepared, unfit to be husbands. It's always that dual-sided thing. But when we look at women, you can't mother your men. That's why Bernie Mac's joke was so funny back in the 2000s. Black women do want to be your wife, your doctor, your counselor, your pastor, your teacher, your finance agent, your insurance representative. They want to do all those things. You can't mother a man.
Right.
You can nurture a man. That's role. When you nurture a man's his genius and his dream. All the rest of that, lead it to his mama.
And this is the bottom line, y'all. I just want to say I understand again. You've only been taught how to be a mother. Your mom was a single mom. She couldn't keep no man. She didn't require marriage before she had you. And all she knows how to do is be a mother. I've said it before. You mothered your dolls when you were 5. You mothered your siblings when you were 9. Mom stopped being a mom, and she made one of her daughters the mother, and she told that daughter, all right, you're in charge of your sister and your brother. Make sure if they don't wash dishes when I get home, you're in trouble, right? So you find yourself mothering your own siblings because she appointed you as the second mother. How many of you have ever been appointed the second mother in your household? Put a 1 in the chat. And then when you get older, you start mothering your family members and your friends. You end up going to the club and you're that mother hen, like, you know what? No matter who you meet, you're not leaving with him. We all come together.
We all leave together.
We leave together. And no, you get out of her face. Come on, Gabriel. We're going to go to, you know what I'm saying? And she's mothering her friends, right? And then she gets older. And then she has kids. Now she's a mother single mother, and didn't require marriage and screwing up her community, right? And then her mom gets old because her mom ain't got no man, ain't got no husband because she was a single mother screwing up her community. And you got to mother your own mother because guess what? She ain't got nobody because she ain't got no husband. Right. Sure. And even if your dad was in your life, most likely, sadly, I hate to say this, he's a loser. And your loser dad is dependent on you to deal with his life insurance or deal with doing this, doing that. So you're mothering your loser dad and your mom when you're grown. So when you find a boyfriend, you got like 26 years of mothering. What else you think you're going to do but be a mother to a man?
You can't do nothing else. That's the problem. Like, to your point,
they're not trained, bro.
You are only what Will Smith said this. He said the 5 people you spend. Yeah, he said the 5 people that you spend the majority of your time around are going to determine how far you go in this life. That same logic applies to family. How many family members do you know living in the same predicament they was in when you was a kid? I remember the first time I got to sit at the adults table.
How many of them are fat?
Right. How many of them is still how many of them went? They was big when you was little, they was big when you got older. Only difference is now they big and Shirley and they Shirley-fied and they mad as hell.
Yeah.
Because they still don't have no man.
They blame being fat on a man somehow.
But they got every reason to why they got every bit of relationship advice. The most single women got every bit of relationship advice to tell their partners and their sisters. I mean, I don't understand. I never got that part. I know I'm a single man, but I have a single man with options is different than a single woman that's in her 30s and 40s. A 26-year-old single male that I am has a whole lot more to offer and advise, right? Because there's a point when in man's life, we're single by choice.
Yeah.
In women, you're single by lack of access to the dating pool. Because let's be honest, the older you get, the less valuable you are on the dating market. Not valuable in terms of true valuable. No, only in the dating market. Right, the older a woman gets, the less dating, the less dating or dating sex appeal she has. The older a man gets, the more it does, the more he has. Because why? Men's income makes a difference. It increases typically when we get older, right? Women's income also increases, but I'll say their relationship utility.
Let's do this real quick. Who do you think is more valuable to the typical, I would say, 28-year-old woman? You at 26 or me at 45?
Definitely you at 45, without question. Without question, you'd be more valuable.
That's a perfect example. And it's not about who looks better, who got more money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's about you being 26 and me being 45. She's going to look at me like, okay, most likely he's gonna not be wanting to just get in women's draws left and right. He most likely is gonna have his life together. You know, Austin looks like he got his life together, but he's just 26. The possibility of Austin being A, B, and C is like,
slimmer to none. But versus MrLetGo, he's 45. He would theoretically, right, to your point.
Theoretically, we're just talking about not about us. It's theoretically, yeah.
Right. It's all hypothetical. He would have everything squared away, which I understand. You know, it makes the most logical sense. That's why I love when Dr. Jordan Peterson, he made a statement. He said, if a woman doesn't choose you as a man, she's actually right. Women carry the greatest risk of to be in any relationship, because when they have sex with someone, guess what? The risk of childbirth or abortion exists.
Yes.
So a woman ain't choosing you, she's right. Women should be excessively selective, not selectively naive. Right? That's the problem. That's the net of the scenario. You have to be. Yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah. Facts. That is a fact. Question. So what about if we were women up here and you were 26 and I was 45? Who would be more valuable on a dating market?
The 26-year-old female.
The 26-year-old female and not the 45-year-old female.
The 45-year-old female, to quote The Godfather, she's more than, if she's not married already, if she's already past the wall, right? She's already past the wall. She's already past prime dating age. The 26-year-old female has more dating power. That's it.
That's it. That is it. So and I'm not into the Kevin Samuels stuff. And I'm not into the woman empowerment stuff. I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm not going to tell you you're going to die and just get a dog. But I'm not going to say you're still beautiful. No, because
we can't say, because the thing about it is this: we and I'm not pro manosphere. I'm not anti manosphere. Like you said, I sit in the middle. I try to see the logic in both sides of this thing. Right. Which I think most of us should try to do. There are some points that are made on both sides that are logical, but the one universal truth is the older women get, the less dating access you have. It's an unfortunate truth of life.
Yes.
For men, the younger we are, no one wants to deal with young men because they all think we're all just trying to get in women's draws. But the older we get, typically men, that's when we develop more into, we decide what we actually want. We see the true value in women. And actually, Wilt Chamberlain said this in his later years. He said, it's true, I've slept with over 1,000 women. But what I've understood about this life is it is better to have one woman 1,000 ways than 1,000 different women one way. But he said that as he got older, because again, that's when the knowledge kicked in. That's when the game was won for him. We win the game as we get older. Women win the game. Their value is given to them up front. Their stock, their prime draft stock is in ages 18. I say 18 to 32, in my humble opinion. I don't believe in a wall of any kind, but I say that 18 to 32-year-old range, really 18 to 35, women are in their prime. Once men hit 30 to 40, that's when we begin to hit our prime.
Yes.
In my humble opinion.
100%. Yeah. So something that I just made a video about. I haven't put it out yet, but I want you ladies to think about this, because one of the issues that we men have is not your beauty, because we're talking about age, and I don't want y'all to feel like we're talking about older women don't look as good as younger women. That is not what we're talking about.
Right.
Because it's not about age when it comes to beauty. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not about beauty when it comes to age. It's about the intangibles. It's about the things that women go through that they don't fix, right? I would rather deal with a traumatized, or if I had to, I would rather deal with a 28 or 32-year-old woman that has mommy issues or daddy issues or abandonment issues versus a 45-year-old woman that has the same issues.
Yes.
Because the reason why is because it's not about looks. Looks is important, but it's not really about looks. It's about who you are as an individual, right? And your level of childhood trauma. So what ends up happening is this. This is a post that I'm probably gonna post on Instagram. Wanting a man to accept you for the wounded person that you presently are, keyword presently are, is like going to a beautiful, expensive, beautiful restaurant that has a bad cook in the kitchen. If what you're serving is bad, no matter how beautiful the restaurant is, which is no matter how beautiful the woman is, nobody's going to want what you have to offer.
Amen. I agree with that 100%.
And that is the thing that is important for you ladies to understand. You want us to accept you for who you are, just like you accept us for who we are. But we're men and you're women. You don't necessarily have a choice but to accept a man for who he is. You have, but you don't have the option. So I'm saying that. So you have the choice not to, but your options may put you in a position. I'll put it like that. But as men, we are accepting. I mean, what you accept versus what we accept as the same, because it's not. Hold on.
I agree with that.
Am I freezing up on your end?
A little bit, yeah, just a little bit. Let me see.
Okay, we about to end in a second, but what are your thoughts on that?
No, I have to agree. You have to understand there's a problem that comes into play, which is if you understand that at some point you begin to lose the game, at some point it happens. You just have to understand as a woman, you have to make your decision a little bit faster than a man. So what I tell women is very simple. Reward the men that have tangible potential, that have evidence backing their potentiality. If they tell you they want to work in IT, and you see, hey, he signed up for this program. He signed up for this class. He's taking steps in the direction that is backing up the rhetoric that comes out of his mouth, and he happens to be 26 or he happens to be 27. Reward that kind of a man because he's moving in the right direction. Just don't reward the men that are saying one thing but doing something different. And that would be how I would end it. It's that simple. It's that simple. That solves a woman's problem.
That's a fact. And make sure to hit the like button, everybody. Everybody take a second to hit the like button because a lot of you have not. So take a second to hit the like button right now. But yeah, bro, this is just giving women a heads up on that, the victimization that a lot of women have, thinking that everybody is against me. No, you are against you.
Yes.
And you're actually looking for confirmation of what you already are believing about yourself. And whenever you feel bad about yourself, you're always going to find confirmation on why you feel bad about yourself, because the things that come out your mouth is going to be bad things about yourself.
Yes, sir.
So people are just simply going to operate and to mirror how you feel about you. We have something called mirror neurons, where it causes us to actually empathize with a person crying. Somebody starts crying in front of us, we're either going to slow down, feel sad, or actually start crying too. It happens with babies. It happened to how many of y'all ladies have started crying because a good friend of yours is crying?
Yep.
These are mirror neurons.
Yeah.
So everything you put out into the world, you're going to get that mirror image back.
Yes, sir.
So if you don't necessarily believe in men, you're going to get men that don't believe in themselves coming at you. If you don't believe in yourself, you're going to have men coming at you that don't believe in you either. And they just want to have sex with you because they don't believe that you have anything else to offer. But it starts because you don't believe in yourself. This is simply you attracting the mirror image of you. So it's not us, it's you. And until you change the way you think, you are never going to get what you actually want from the world, not just men, from your environment, because of what you're actually putting out. So I always focus on solutions. If anything that we've said helped you today, because we're not going to end, I just want to say this. I always believe in putting out a solution. Go under this video, and there's a link that says access all of my services. Just hit that link under this video and check something out. Ladies, you can join my coaching group. You can buy my course. You can have a one-on-one with me, but just do something. And I'm not the end all be all. Go seek out therapy. Just Google therapist in my city, and a bunch of therapists will come up, man, women, whatever. But do something. Don't just look at this video and say, oh, that was a good video, or they hate women, same stupid stuff or whatever. Do something about you, because if you don't, you're going to have the same life that you've had for the last 36 years. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to have another 36 years that's just like the last 36 years? Because that's a big thing for you to think about. You can actually change your narrative, but you have to change first before your narrative changes. Mm-hmm. For you to change, you have to change.
The narrative is only as strong as the author that's writing it.
Facts. That's a fact.
It's that simple. The narrative is only as strong as, and I saw someone that said, you know, they're in their 40s and they have options. That's perfect. That's actually what we want. And someone, there was another comment I saw that a man would be more willing to take the 45-year-old that is physically fit, that is that understands herself. I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's about how, because everyone is coming with some form of trauma, some form of a struggle. Everyone has a cross that they have to bear. All of us have some cross. The problem is you have to find a person that is best suited to help you carry your cross. Mm-hmm. And you need to be best suited to see what trauma can you help coach this person through? What trial can you help this person overcome? What tribulation can you help them stand the test of? Mm-hmm. If you can't answer those questions, that's not the person for you. Mm-hmm. If you can't willingly say, I accept this person for what they are, you know, I accept that what they come with, I can help them. That's not the person for you. Right? It ain't. Because we all, especially as Black folk, we all come with some form of an initialized trauma. The initialized trauma is that we have to live in a society that does not see us in every respect as equivalent to another race of male or another race of female. Now, do I think that we should let that stop us? Hell no. Without question. I don't use that as an excuse. It's nonsense. Right. The demands of history have always required that Black folk be as productive, as resourceful, and as responsible as the people that never had to suffer the disadvantages we did. And somehow or another, we've always been able to rise to the occasion. Mm-hmm. We got to keep that going.
That's an absolute fact. That is Absolute fact. So, ladies, just know that I understand every time you get on YouTube, every time I get on TikTok, every time you get on Instagram, there's always some man talking about how women are messing up, how women are this, women are that. Overall, we're just simply speaking how we feel. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you can't demonize us for speaking how we feel. And if so many men are actually saying the same thing, that may mean something's actually wrong. So all you have to do is look at yourself instead of looking at the person on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or whatever, and say, yo, do I match who they're talking about? And don't think from your delusional mindset of like, he hates women. No, ask yourself the question, like, do I portray myself or do I operate out in the world like that? You know, stop being a victim of everything and actually look inside and say, like, all right, I got some things I got to change. Mm-hmm. Because that's one of the biggest issues that all of us content creators and all men are out here dating a women. Y'all just won't change. And it's annoying. And we're just going to keep running through y'all until we find a woman that has actually gotten therapy, that's actually gotten coaching, that's actually changed their lives and actually done the work. And if
what
not,
I've noticed is that men that get married, I think what I've noticed is men that get married, they marry the woman that has an understanding of accountability.
Yes.
That's what happens. When women think men are out here trying to marry the prettiest, baddest looking thing. No, we're trying to marry the best overall asset. Mm-hmm. We want the best overall asset that we can get our hands on. Mm-hmm. This is why you see men, even sometimes you see attractive men that marry women that may not be as equivalently attractive on the opposite scale as them. Mm-hmm. Because at some point, we don't care about that.
We don't care.
We care about this one word. It's called peace.
We just want peace.
That's it.
That's
peace in the house.
To be honest with you, all we want is peace and a little waste.
A little waste. That's about it.
If you can accomplish the two things, peace and a little waste, it just means symmetrically, it's like a couple inches smaller than your hips. You don't have to be fine. You don't have to just be this and Instagram model. Most of the Instagram models ain't got no man. Most of the Instagram models have a worse life than you do.
Most of them have a severe complex where they really hate men and hate themselves. If we really want to tell the truth, I mean, that's that. As someone that has dated Instagram famous women, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a whole different ball game, ladies. It's a whole different. Don't let the IG models make you think that somehow you're losing the game, because those women carry worse trauma than you ever could imagine. I promise you.
Yeah.
Because half the reason they're IG models, whether you like it or not, they're seeking validation.
Yeah.
They're
addicted to it.
Amen. No questions asked. Without question, they're addicted to it, because that's what our society. They really think that men are out here glorifying them as if they're wife material. No, ladies, an Instagram like does not mean that's wife material. That means that's something nice to look at. That's it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that bother me so much about the typical woman. They actually say, y'all want these Instagram models. They ain't got no man. They more mentally messed up than the typical woman is.
Yes.
You know, but you spend so much time worrying about what Instagram models are, like who we actually want. We want a woman that's a wife, but that's kind of crazy, because when you look at a woman that's married already, she's not getting a lot of likes because we're respectable. Like, I'm not liking a man's wife pictures. So you see a Instagram model that got like 30,000 likes, and then you see a man's wife who's out here just doing her thing, and she might have 7 likes.
Do you remember? Did you hear that Red Table Talk interview when Aisha Curry said it bothered her that she wasn't getting as much attention from men
Because she's somebody's wife. We're not gonna do that.
I looked at her. I said, when I heard her say, I said,
It's
"What the hell is wrong with
crazy.
you? What is your husband, lady? I want to say so bad, ma'am. Your husband is that dude in the NBA, one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball, the greatest shooter all around that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But you're upset. It wasn't that she was upset. She was saying it kind of bothered her a little bit, but I was like, no, that shows the level of respect. Because there's a low-level threat of violence among all men.
Yes.
Steph Curry will take all the smoke behind Aisha. I guarantee you he will.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know I would if I was married to her. You see what that woman looked like? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. But that men respect when a man is in a happy relationship. That's the net of it. That's why there's a low-level threat of violence among men. But with women, there was a well-known woman. She said, "Me being your baby mama is good karma for you." She glorified being the baby mother of an NBA athlete. That's not a wise decision making. That's not a wise decision making process. That only corrupts women into thinking, "Oh, well, she has 1 million followers on Instagram. She's popular. Let me be just like her." No, because then you're going to end up single, bitter, and childless, and unmarried. Then you're going to really hate men.
Right. And that is the thing that to me is troubling, because women are looking at the wrong women and they're like, I want to be like her. Another goofball woman who probably is ruining their child's life, or who ain't got no child and just getting ran through by men. It's just something I'm just never going to understand. You know, like, pay attention and try to follow a lot of people's wives. You know, follow, I don't know whose wife would be worth following as a woman, you think?
I would say Serena Williams. I would
She's
say
my wife.
I believe she is married. I think she's married. I would say that Aisha Curry would be a good example.
Aisha Curry.
I would say that, who else would be? Well, formerly I would have said Sonia Curry, but now her and Dell are getting a divorce. You know, so we're kind of losing good women wives to tell women who to, hey, what she's doing, y'all need to get on that same train. We're kind of losing that. We're losing that ability to be able to tell that.
And I would say this, and she's not married, but she's just like the wife of all of us. Look up Claire Huxtable. What is Claire Huxtable's real name?
Felicia Rashad.
Yeah, Felicia Rashad. She was always this soft-spoken, like, feminine woman that knew how to turn it on and knew when to turn it off. And she never was masculine to her husband, but she'll get in someone's butt, you know, if one of the kids mess up or whatever. So if it's somebody that you want to follow, they need to do a documentary on Felicia Rashad, just how she operates, just how she just floats across a room. You know what I'm saying? Like, that particular woman, whether she's married or not, I'm sure she's married. She can't not be married.
It wouldn't.
She's like the ultimate wife.
She really is. She has to be married to somebody. Oh, Angela Bassett would be another one.
Angela Bassett. Hold on, I'm gonna Google. Yeah. Who is Felicia Rashad married to?
Yeah, I might need to look that one up myself. Let's see.
Ahmad Rashad?
She married to Ahmad Rashad? Ain't no way.
Wait, what?
No. Ahmad is married to, ain't no way.
Who?
Not my man. Oh yeah, they were. Well, they were married from 85 to 2001.
Ahmad Rashad was a cool guy.
Yeah, I like him. I love his interviews that he did with Michael.
Wow, I didn't know that.
We just learned something. Look at that. Yeah. That's crazy. That man pulled Felicia Rashad. That's an accomplishment right there, man. That's crazy.
But yeah, man, let everybody know where they can find you at.
Yeah, man, y'all can find me on Clubhouse at Dr. Julio. It's just a nickname, folks. Relax. You know, like I tell y'all. And on YouTube, it's Austin Off Script, same as it is there. That's where you can find me. And I mean, we talk about this kind of stuff all the time. Like, you know what it is, man. Every morning, trying to have a conversation, because I want to see black women happy. I want to see them all
see black people happy.
All right, I want to see every last one of them. So I mean, but everybody can't come along though, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to offer some degree of pushback to what we say. You know.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, we just gotta keep going with it.
Yeah. All right, man. This was dope. We got to do this more often or whatever, because I just think you are an amazing just person and personality. And more people need to see you. So I just wanted my audience to know about you, what you do on Clubhouse, and what you do on YouTube or whatever. So yeah, man, I just wanted to pay homage to what you are out here doing, because I think you're a really dope dude, bro.
Man, and I think the same about you, brother. I think that what we have to do in the content as content creators, and once I really understood this was what my purpose was, that's another thing men have to learn. We had to learn what our purpose is, right? I knew I was a speaker since I was a kid, but understanding that my purpose is to truly try to give people, and especially women, something better than the stuff they see in the media.
Right.
Because in the media, there's only one image pushed to black woman. She's bitter, she's angry, she's vitriolic, she hates the world around her. Right. And there's only one image of men. He's soft, or he's evil, and he's vitriolic. There's more to it than just this nuance.
Right.
There's always more to it than just the nuance. And if we grew to understand that and preached a different type of message, we would help more women, I think, in the long run. But we got to give them something different.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's what we're doing. We're giving them something different. And yeah, bro, like I want to actually do something where it's a few of us, and then we kind of like do like about, I don't know, 4 or 5 of us, whatever, and then I want to do something like that.
You know what I would love to do, honestly? We got to get Nicole Michelle in this thing. That's another woman that I would say that's married that people need to follow if they don't know who Nicole Michelle is. Seriously.
She was in the chat, like she could have pulled up.
Yeah,
I sent her the video. She could have pulled up.
Yeah, I mean, because dude, I'm telling you, ladies, if you don't know who Nicole Michelle is, she is a femininity coach and actually has tangible evidence backing up. It's like she's helped women to get married, literally get married. Letitia Underwood would be another one. She's a matchmaker on Clubhouse. I would tell y'all, listen, if you want to accomplish a task, ladies, you got to go to the people that have already done what you're trying to get to. If I wanted to, win an NBA championship, first person I would love to have,
she's another person that's dope. Yeah.
I mean, I think, if I wanted to win an NBA championship, the first person I'm gonna try to have a conversation with, if I could just pick anybody, would be Michael Jordan. If not him, I'm gonna go to Steph Curry. I'm gonna go to Kevin Durant. I'm gonna go to somebody that, I like watching that did what I'm trying to do. And it's the same thing with marriage. You have to go to people that are like-minded. Yeah. That have the same goal in mind. Yeah.
So yeah, man, we got to put something like that together, like at least once a week. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
I think that'd be super dope, super dope. All right, y'all. So follow Austin Off Script on YouTube. Go look for Dr. Julio on Clubhouse, and follow me on Instagram at IM_MrLetGo. And yeah, man, we're gonna do more of these videos. So share this with somebody, and just know that we're trying to help, but it's up to you to accept the help, because it's not that we hate women. Some of y'all hate yourselves, and you want us to hate you as much as you hate you, but we don't.
Yes.
With all that being said, talk to y'all later.
Have a good one, y'all. Y'all be easy.